Hey everyone! Welcome to the latest edition of Schoolrunner tutorials. I'm Natalie and I will be walking you through how to use the detention page. To get there, go to Culture from the navigation menu and select Detention. The name of the detention will depend on what terminology your school uses. So if they decide to call detentions recess detentions or end of day detentions, that name would appear in the drop down here. In our system, we just call it detention, so I'm going to go ahead and click there. When the page loads, it will default to today's date. A detention roster will appear with a list of all the scholars who have received detention for the day. If grade levels serve detentions at different times, you can use the group dropdown to individually select the grades that you want to take action on at this time. If you assigned a detention to a specific cohort of students, such as students who received 3 tardies in 1 week, you can pull that group up here as well. Once you have the group selected, you can use the Select an Action dropdown to assign the appropriate action to the students. For example, if everyone showed up for detention and you want to mark them as detention served, you can select that action here. You can fill in the action starting with the first student and use the down arrow at the end of the row to apply the same action for the rest of the scholars on the list. You can designate how many detentions you want to take away by using the multiplier field here. So if instead of taking away 1 detention, you want to take away 2 detentions, you would just put 2 in the field here. So in this example, Adam Sullivan has 2 detentions, and if you want him to leave here with none, you can just go ahead and type in 2 there, and instead of just taking 1, it'll take away 2 detentions. If you try to remove more detentions than a student has to serve, you will receive this message. This is just warning you that removing this amount of detentions will put a scholar in the negative. The total number of detentions a student has will be displayed here. So this shows me that Andy Dunn has 2 detentions to serve as of this morning. To remove a student from this list, or who you do not want to assign the action of detention served to, you can just click the X here. The student will not disappear completely, but will simply be exempt from any actions applied on this page. Once you have all this information completed, you can go ahead and click Save. Once you click Save, you will see the updated number of detentions that each student has and how many were subtracted. So Adrian only had 1 to serve and actually served 1, so he had 1 this morning, served 1, and is now left with 0 detentions for the day. If you would like to reset detentions for a specific group or everyone on the detention roster, you can go to the Reset Detentions button here. To reset detentions, check off this first box. In the Maximum Detentions to Leave field, you can indicate the maximum amount of detentions that you want a student to have after any reset. So if the average amount of detentions that your students have is about an 8, and you want to reset detentions but you don't want to take away all of them, you can set the maximum you want to leave. So if you put 3 here and then reset detentions, students with over 3 detentions will just be brought down to 3, while students who had 3 or under detentions will be brought down to 0. If you want to reset partial detentions, so for instance, a student has 1 1/3 detention, so they are working up to their next detention, you can check this box off, click Go Ahead, and they'll be brought down to a whole number. I hope this tutorial was able to give you an overview of how to use the detention page. For more information on the detention page, please visit our knowledge base, which has more articles that you can read. Thanks again for listening and hope to talk to you again soon. See ya!